It's cool. It's cool if I smoke.
Yeah, do what you want.
Okay, cool.
Smoke. Do some rails, bro. Anything. No, actually, I think that might be illegal on YouTube.
Yeah, I think that might get you.
All right, you guys are live.
Hey, what's up, Food Podcast? Thank you, everybody, for being on the What's Up Food Podcast tonight. We have Butch Escobar, who's performing at Laugh Unlimited in Sacramento, February 19 and 20. So don't forget, go check out Butch. I know everybody's dying to get out. People are dying to get out. But you know how many people are dying to go back and eat inside Denny's?
Literally dying.
Dying, exactly, yeah.
Literally dying.
Dying, bro. People are like, man, I miss hanging out inside a barber shop all day.
I don't live to live, homie.
I miss movies right now, but
I miss movie theaters and going out to dinner. I miss that.
I miss ordering food. I love ordering food. It's like my favorite thing. I don't know why. It's just like, can you get me this, and that? And I don't have to do anything except pay you money.
I miss the chips they give you when you wait for your Mexican food at the Mexican restaurant, dude.
The free bread at Cheesecake Factory.
Yeah. Little things you take for granted.
And that's how you know you grew up poor, how when you're full by the time you stay down, eh?
Yeah.
I thought all we were gonna eat was bread.
My first time at Cheesecake Factory, they made 3 bread runs, before the food showed up.
That's how it has to be, though. Fool.
That's me now, dog. Or like before this COVID thing happened, like I'd bring baggies to put the bread in. You know what I'm saying?
Tell your lady to bring that big purse.
That's why the fanny packs are in fashion, bro. So you can shove that shit in there. But I will say, Cheesecake Factory, their bread goes bad in a day. I don't know what it is about it. You can't take it home and store it because it's
no preservatives or what?
I don't know what's up with it. I don't think it's real bread.
It's like we try to bring snow from the mountains. You know, when you're little, you're like, I'm gonna put it in my fridge and it melts.
That's one thing that a lot of people in my neighborhood did. Like we grew up in Pico Aliso housing projects, and sometimes some dude will go to Big Bear and they'll fill up the whole back bed of the truck full of snow and bring it back home, bro. We have a snow fight outside his truck.
Did the snow make it?
Yeah, some of it will make it.
It was cold, dude. I remember some fool did it and they gave everybody snow cones, dog.
It was full of like leaves.
I'm serious,
bro. So they would fill it up to the top and then just damn, dude.
Dog.
That's hilarious because you're bringing back tons of weight too. Like I don't know if anybody considers gas mileage when you're coming back home, but that's like a full load right there. That's
a full load, man. With people still sitting inside of it, bro, in the back, chilling.
It only happens once a year, dog.
Ho, ho, ho.
I was gonna say that, you know who has good bread too? Olive Garden, dog.
Yeah, they do.
Lucille's, dude.
Damn.
The best though is Red Lobster.
Yeah, dog.
Cheddar biscuits.
Cheddar baked biscuits.
Dude, that's the truth right there.
So when you say they don't, Cheesecake Factory, they don't last till the next day, what do you mean? Does it get bad? What do you mean?
It's like, it turns like rock hard.
I think it has no preservatives, right?
I think it's no preservatives. Yeah, I don't know what it is in there. Like, I always thought it was like, maybe it's not cheap bread because cheap bread doesn't have preservatives, right?
Right. Well, no, cheap bread usually does have preservatives.
There you go.
Or does have, that's what I mean.
Yeah. So you're saying that, so you've tried like reheating it and it doesn't soften up at all?
Rock hard. It's rock.
Stepped on it.
It stales to rock hard. It doesn't even forget even trying to put it in the microwave. It stales to rock hard like the next day.
Like that's like a Popeye's biscuit, dude. I tried to microwave that shit once.
Hey, That's the bread that you take to jail with the file in it, huh?
I
The
think
bread
I
is the file.
You know what's good?
What,
You know
fool?
what's good, man? HelloFresh. They make meal kits with all the ingredients you need to prepare a delicious meal and deliver them right to your door every week. HelloFresh cuts out stressful meal planning, grocery store trips, so you can enjoy cooking and getting dinner on the table in about 30 minutes or less. HelloFresh offers flexibility you need with customable orders every week.
Customizable.
Huh?
Yeah. Customizable orders.
Customizable orders every week. You can easily enjoy your delivery days or food preferences. Skip a week whenever you want. Personal experience. Hey man, look at man.
I've
Send me a
had
box.
HelloFresh before. It's good.
They sent me a box, food, and let me tell you, there was a bunch of. What's cool about this? Like it comes with a lot of those blue ice packs, so you get to keep a lot of ice packs.
Yeah,
And
I've gotten
Keep
it
it fresh.
before.
one of the meals I got, was a flatbread pizza, and of course, at first I was like, nah, man, this can't be good. But we bought a fucking air fryer, bro.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Same here, dog. We got one,
Yeah,
dog.
dude, yeah, bro.
So,
That shit tastes like a real pizza.
hey, game changer. That's a game changer. I got my
Hell
air
yeah.
fryer. Yeah.
It was delicious, man. I don't want to. I kept saying, man, it's good. Of course, being me, by the time I made that thing, it looked different, dog.
Different,
I had jalapenos, tapatio,
Yeah, you can get creative.
different
Well,
assembly.
it went from being 500 calories to 1,200.
Only you had one for the day, dog.
If you wanna balance your meals, and if you're a single guy with a budget, ain't no single guy with no money can eat this. They're eating hot Cheetos with Johnny Rocky, trying to pray out the COVID-19.
It's not poverty friendly, huh? Hello Fresh.
Hey, you know what?
They send me a vegetarian box, but they also have some
cool.
with beef, a lot of prime rib. If you're into that type of stuff.
Okay.
What?
Nothing. Go ahead.
What happened?
Nothing. Go ahead.
What was going on? What
It
happened?
doesn't say anything like that. You got nothing. Go ahead. I'll just cut this part out.
HelloFresh is good. I've had it before. It's really good, dude. The meals they send you or the ingredients.
Yeah, the best thing is that I don't have to think much about what we're going to have for dinner or whether or not I have the ingredients in the house to make the meal because it has everything you need for each thing, each dish.
My girl's mom sometimes she gets them all the time, and she's not always able to eat them, so she gives them to my girl, and I'll take it home. And I love cooking. I cook really well. I always have cooking on my channel and stuff like that. But I love their little kits. This is not even this is literally me just saying this is a
personal experience.
It was so easy. You follow the directions, it gives you the picture, and you try to match the picture. That's the problem. Is the picture's so beautiful, and you're like, I don't know, man. This is gonna be impossible. And then you cook it, and it tastes like the picture. That's what's important.
That's your food line, dog. It tastes like the picture.
It tastes like the picture. Fuck looking like the picture. It tastes like the picture.
Yeah, they sent us a vegetarian box, but we got to remove the dairy, and to make the dish vegan, but it was still good, dude. And I had this other stuff with chickpeas that was bomb. And all right, it tastes fresh. If I just got it and got it from the refrigerator, it didn't taste like something you take out of the refrigerator and it tastes like freezer burn. Nah, man, it really tastes like somebody went out there and picked those cucumbers for me outside. I don't know how they do it, bro, but
hey, you know what else too? I don't know. So they send me this had plantains. This was originally what they send because I had plantains. I made fried plantains with mine. They
now
send
it has
you
sativa.
Now it has, it's like a good weed jar. It keeps, because it's made to keep the plantains fresh. It keeps my weed. This is the fresh. I wait for these. As soon as I get them, oh yeah, man, I got 2 more jars.
But there it is, man. HelloFresh. To check out America's #1 kit, go to HelloFresh.com and /food10 and use code food10. That's FOOL10 for 10 free meals, including free shipping.
Damn.
It's a hookup.
So HelloFresh.com /FOOL10. That's FOOL, the number 10. HelloFresh.com /food10. And then use code food10 for 10 free meals, including free shipping. Hey, Merry Christmas, everybody.
Hell yeah,
You
dude.
got you for next year.
That's a deal, dude.
But they were good, man. They were actually good, man. I gotta lie.
No, we get that often.
Yeah,
Here.
they're really good.
Let's have Butch talk about his thing. Well, you mentioned it already, right? Sacramento.
Sacramento, the 19th and 20th of February. What's cool though is that I wanted to mention this because it's not going to be indoors. And outdoor shows are great, but as comics, we know like it's a little rough when it's outside and the laughter just moves all the way through. And so sometimes, first of all, sometimes people right now are not wanting to go inside, especially in California. And also it's like, oh, it's gonna be an outdoor show, but this is a silent comedy show. You wear headphones and you tune into the transmitter on the microphone. And so you're talking into this microphone and people have headphones on and they just start laughing, and it's like, and people are walking by and they can't hear anything, but inside the headphones, it's a comedy club. So
I think Tommy T's is doing it like that, right?
Are they doing it like that too?
Yeah, I think that's.
Gary Owens did one like that.
Yeah.
That's it was a great idea when I first saw it. I was like, this is fantastic.
But, can you hear the laughs?
Yeah, because you don't have the headphones on. You're just talking into the microphone.
Oh.
So
it's like you're speaking directly to each person in their earphone, in their headphones.
And they're laughing. From what I've talked to other comedians, they're like, it's really fun. It's been pretty successful. I think they've sold out most of their shows that they throw out there. And the thing is, these this support club, it's like it'll do these shows, it'll set it up, and then things will happen and then they have to cancel. I think they've had to cancel like twice, and now they're back open, and they're just I think it's a really safe way. Everybody's distanced. The headphones are totally cleaned. The microphone's cleaned for the comics, because I'm super nervous about getting COVID, man, especially right now. I'm hiding under my bed daily at this point. So I'm kind of nervous about getting out there. This will be the first show that I actually have done since March.
Wow. Congratulations.
That's crazy. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
March of last year. Wow. Wow.
Yeah, well, that's not true. I did a couple outdoor shows when things kind of chilled, and that's why I'm not so nervous. I'm more excited because I don't know, man. I feel like maybe I was a little rusty, but I didn't feel rusty. And I had 2, 3, 4, 5 good shows in that little run. And so I was like, cool. And as soon as they shut it down, I was like actually kind of happy because I was afraid that I would get rusty while I was sitting and doing nothing. But every show went great. I had a good time. The crowd had a good time. So I'm looking forward to the shows. I'm just a little nervous about catching COVID.
Yeah. We have a
safe,
show in Irvine at the Irvine Spectrum, February 26th and 27th. And a lot of people have been asking, are you going to do the same material? I said, motherfucker, only been up 5 times.
What
do you think?
Just give me a break, bro.
What do you think?
We want the pandemic special.
I feel like asking them, how many shows have you been to since you saw me, motherfuckers?
Right. Yeah.
But you know what? They probably haven't seen none. I'm the last guy they saw live. So they're worried, You know what? If you're worried about me doing the same material at a show, go somewhere else and be safe.
This is the show you're talking about at Irvine, right?
Yeah.
Are they going to be doing?
What? I know what I did last year because I have it on tape.
Right.
I recorded it on my phone. And let me tell you, man, just the first couple of lines, I could tell how in my head I went downhill, but everybody was laughing.
That's the thing, is that you're definitely going to feel it. But I think to them, they're also been out for so long that it's just, oh, we're good. To me, that's how I would feel. I'm so good to just be out and enjoying something again.
Yes. People are very happy to go out. I remember asking myself, like, when is the audience going to go back to booing and saying this show sucks?
Get it normal.
You know, but I was thinking, if you're doing a comedy show during the pandemic and you're getting booed, it's time to change careers.
Yeah, you got to go, bro.
Go into marketing.
Yeah.
You got to, and that's the thing, man. It's like, I said it before, like, things are going to change when we go back.
Yeah, dude. It's already done changed.
Hey, you know what, man? Right here in the Bay Area, there's a comedy drought. Everybody went to Vegas because Vegas is still happening. And so there's no guys working right now except for like me and 5 other dudes. So as soon as things opens up, you know, I know it's going to be steady work for a few months and I need to take advantage of that. And that's why I keep telling comics, man, like, take advantage of the fun crowds and the good things because it's all going to be sweet and beautiful when we first get out there. And then slowly the darkness is going to creep back in and people are going to be like, oh, you said that you do the same jokes, but the way you do them, it's still funny to me. You know, and you're going to start getting backhanded comments and, you know, it's like. So
the old backhand.
Butch, how many illegal comedy shows are happening right now up there in the Bay?
Oh,
There's
bro,
here,
we had a real problem here. Because there was a renegade group of comics, like we have a comedy
renegades.
We have a comedy group here in the Bay Area that's on Facebook, and we all is like 2,000 plus people, and so everybody. And it's the rules are just post stuff that's informative. But what started to happen is they were having like these underground open mics in like like Lake Merritt here in Oakland, and it's like. All of a sudden, a news article comes out about how people are getting sick at Lake Merritt fucking comedy shows in Oakland. And comics, you know, like, this is the Bay Area, you guys. These are comics are like, hey, everybody, if we could just follow the rules. And, you know, and so everybody tries to be real friendly with each other and nice. Man, it got ugly. There was like a little war out here. There was like half the guys were like, no, we could do whatever we want. That's what comedy's about. And then the other half were like, let's not give ourselves a bad name. And normally I'm the guy who's like, let's do whatever we want. That's what comedy is about. Let's just be crazy and be renegades. But I'm fat and have diabetes and asthma. I don't want to get COVID. So I'm like, no, don't do that anymore.
Stop and take comedy virtual, bro.
Yeah. And so everybody got mad at me. Like a lot of comics out here, like the younger ones.
But how stupid you got to be that you cut the Rona at an open mic?
Hey, that's what I'm saying, bro. I got mic condoms. You can buy mic condoms on Amazon, and they just wrap around. So I got like 100 of them on Amazon. I'm gonna be bringing protection with me.
We just bring our own mics. Everybody has their own mics on the road.
You know what? I think I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna order them. I just thought of that right now. Thank you.
I mean, it's just comedy club mics in general are disgusting. And I bet before COVID, not one of those mics
ever cleaned them.
Ever.
Have you ever walked up and you could smell someone's breath on it?
Smell the breath on it.
If you ever see like a big band, the crew always takes the little heads off the microphone and dips them in Listerine every night. I see.
Really?
Yeah, dude.
I'm gonna bring mine, but I don't know if has anybody bedazzled their mic yet? Is that
Felipe has a golden mic.
I'm so who has a gold mic?
Felipe does.
Dope.
He used it in his Spanish special, so he uses that on the road.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah, that's man. I might order a gold.
Yeah, because I started using a different microphone when I followed Jay Lamont, and he does a lot of beatboxing. And I remember one time I said, "Whoa," you know, like he does a lot of
oh man,
for like 30 minutes, and then like during the pandemic. And I remember, man, back in March when my last show at a casino was, I said that was one of my first COVID jokes. I said, man, we gotta change mics. I said, I don't want to catch COVID from this guy, man. He
That
goes,
was
man.
Washington, dude.
You know that microphone is wet. I don't know if I should do comedy or baptize people here.
You know, the thing is that theoretically you keep the mic from this to your mouth, but you know, I'm talking and I'm looking around, and every once in a while it'll hit. And see, I'm germ phobic. I am very before this happened, I always wash my hands. I don't like touching. If I shake your hand, be sure in my mind I go, I shook Rodrigo's hand. I need to go fucking wash my hand before I touch my face, because I love Rodrigo, but I don't know if he's scratching his butt in between drives to the house.
I'm a dirty asshole. I'm a dirty asshole. I'm not even gonna lie.
Hey, dude, I have a kid, and you know, like I'll watch him pick his butt from afar. And I'll be sitting there and I'll just be waiting for him, like, wash your hands, please get up and wash your hands. Like every once in a while I'll be like, hey man, do me a favor, just go wash your hands if we're gonna wrestle.
I know, man. My grandson was picking his nose and they pointed at me and I said, put it in your mouth.
There you
he was like, I caught him picking his nose and he was like that. And I said, like, it's been a long time since I've been around a baby or a kid, right? And I think to myself, what am I supposed to do? Wipe it for him?
Yeah.
So I wiped it, man. I washed his whole hands.
Oh yeah, bro.
I don't know where he been.
So that's the thing is, I get freaked out about that, and every once in a while I wander into the mic, and it'll hit the bottom of my lip, and like I'm doing comedy, but in my mind, like 3 alarm bells are going off. And I'm like, my lip is on fire. It's like a pustule is about to break out, and like I'm losing my absolute shit.
Sounds like you have OCD, like very bad OCD.
Not
OCD?
a little. I think it's a little bit like
OCD.
It's undiagnosed. I mean, if you look at my room right now, my shoes are there. It's a mess, but it's my mess. You know, but it's like
it doesn't have to be about everything, but certain things, you know, you get a thing about, you know, but
OCD except for my room.
Yeah,
if it controls your movements and stuff, yeah.
I give when we're in Phoenix, we're walking in the street and it was like kind of dead, you know, construction site. There was a homeless man, and I gave that fool some change, you know, a couple of dollars, to them fuse. And he said, "All right, man." And he tried to give me a fist bump, and I said, "No," and I ran.
Yeah.
And that fool started chasing me, bro.
You know what, man? I live right on the border of Berkeley and North Oakland, and so we have Berkeley homeless people who are different than Oakland homeless people. Are like, hey, my brother, can I get like a, you got $1, you got some change, and they know, bro. They hold their hand way out. You drop the change, you keep it pushing. Berkeley homeless people are super aggressive, and they want to give you hugs, and they want to like talk to you, and they want to. And I'm always like, hey man, like I'll just be honest, like I'm assuming you haven't had a bath in a while. I'm very nervous about germs and stuff. I hope you have a good day, and I love you. But I'm not gonna shake your hand or fist bump you. Like,
let me stay in your shed.
Yeah. Hey man, when COVID came out, I was already freaked out. And 2 days before the shutdown, I have a picture somewhere, and I'm in this back ballroom, like a thin ballroom for a restaurant, and it's packed, and you could smell people's breath. It's like a concert. And I sit here to this day, and I'm like, bro, how did I not get sick? It was like a punk show. Exactly. It was crazy. And that was the thing, man, was like, how did I not? And then the next day it was like all of the Bay Area shut down.
Crazy.
Insane.
Do you remember how like, that's the thing too, is like, I keep thinking about how much more paranoid and freaked out. Like I was literally the end of the world status at the beginning of this. And now I feel like I'm still scared and nervous, but
we got played.
I ain't even trying to say that, bro.
We're 2 masks.
Listen, I did not say that.
I'm on 2 masks already, though. I've been on 2 masks for the last 8 months. I wear my little surgical mask, and I wear my Felipe mask over it, or I wear a wrestling mask over it. I wear both, but I just do it because, you know, I'm already used to wearing it. But I was scared shitless the first month.
Yeah,
It
dude.
was crazy, dude.
Toilet paper. I was thinking in my head, man, we got no guns.
Same here. I got rid of my
Guns.
guns when I moved to Berkeley. I was like, you know what? I'm liberal now. Here's my guns, you know? And like, and all of a sudden my hippie girlfriend's like, should we get a gun? And I'm like, man, I don't know. But you know what's crazy is when you remember the cruise ships that were
Stranded in the sea?
yes, so they docked right here next to the Bay Bridge.
They didn't want them, huh?
Nobody wanted to touch them, and they stayed docked. And as you're driving over the bridge, there's nothing that's ever been that big in those waters. As long as I've been alive and going over that bridge, it was
they're huge, right?
They're massive. I mean, they're
It's like a building.
it's like a city. It's like a small town.
Bigger than the Titanic.
And those ones that were particular were the
Farley,
largest.
bro.
They were in the largest fleet of those. And so they were massive, and they were sitting next to the bridge, and they were almost as big as the bridge. And when you're driving by, there's like tarps over part of it, and there's like guys with like weird, like that hazard stuff are walking around. And you could see it from the bridge. It was ominous. And I just remember like thinking, oh my God, like, I don't know what's about to happen, but I'm making a TikTok out of this.
Coronavirus.
Yeah, I did
it real.
I called it the USS Corona, and then that one, dun, 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 it's Corona time. It's Corona time.
It's getting crazy, man. Even a Birdman's parrot has a little mask.
And that's the thing, man, is Birdman, the people like Birdman are going to survive all of this.
Oh, yeah.
And that's who will be president next year.
Yeah, because Birdman already lives like, well, no, never mind. I'm not going to start down that road. Never mind. Let me stop it.
I've seen Birdman's room. It is, it's nest-like. It's
Birdman's house. When you go inside Birdman's living room, it looks like you're going inside an O2 box.
Yeah.
Oh, there's my rent
all around.
Like, really not. Like you're inside the toolbox.
Yeah, it's my oil can up there.
I'll tell you right straight out the bat though.
Then his mom comes out wearing a giant uniform.
It's a catcher, dog.
For real, man. She has an old ass Barry Bonds jersey.
That's tight.
Birdman always, whenever I see him, I'll run into him every now and then, and he's got a new scheme. He's always like, "Hey, check it out, bro. Like, I know hella bikers, right? And we're gonna like do this thing, and then it'll be illegitimate. Like, we're gonna have drugs there. There's gonna be alcohol, but we're gonna raise money for the kids. And like, he always has a scheme where it's like, and I'll be like, but you can't have drugs at an event, event. He's like, it'll be low key, bro. We'll have a tent, like
backstage.
But his intent is like, it's like, we're gonna do something really bad, but we're gonna help kids. It's gonna be totally cool. Don't even trip. I'm gonna hire you. I'll pay you. And I'm like, no, I don't want any part of that.
Very Pablo Escobar.
Hey, what's up with people trying to get fake IDs, bro? Now to get a vaccine, trying to look older now.
People are flying to other states, bro. People are paying top dollar and fines to go. Like, there's like rich people in Florida, and they're just flying into other counties to get their vaccines. That's crazy.
Yeah, like I heard of a story of about a really rich family who flew in and got in the front of the line where like a bunch of lower class people, low income people,
right?
And they paved their way and flew back.
Yeah. Vaccinated. I mean, welcome to America.
Hey man, but if I could do that, I'd probably do it too, eh? But I'll be sneaky about it, eh?
Right. Yeah, you'd roll up in like a beat up ass car with like different colored panels.
Man. I have two people dressed in yellow and wheel me in, bro. And I'll come out walking. It works.
I was in the Walgreens today. My girlfriend broke her leg, so I had to get her like some wrapping for her leg. And I was in the Walgreens, and there's this dude that's trying to get his medicine, and the girl's giving, she's giving the runaround or whatever. So I'm listening to this whole thing. He goes and he chills out, and he starts coughing as loud as he can. Like he's
Like
and
a
I mean
baby.
they're real coughs too. I don't know if he had COVID or not, and I don't know what it is, but it was like I got the fuck out of there, bro. I was like, because and I knew what he was doing, man. It was like, I'm gonna sit here and cough until you give me my medication. And I was like, man, these guys out here, bro. I love it, man. We walk into a Walgreens, it's a zoo out here.
I don't know,
Crazy.
man. I don't walk into Walgreens or places like that no more, bro. I have that shit delivered that way.
Yeah, dude,
Old
that's
sleeves.
why.
That's a COVID capsule in there, dude.
Oh my god, I freak out every time I have a full-on painter's mask when I go in that one.
One of the most ghettoest Walgreens I ever been to was the one over there that you can walk to from the Sacramento Punchline.
one in
Oh
the corner.
yeah.
But the Ardway.
Man, one time I did that one. Okay, so that Sacramento Punchline is weird because it's in a strip mall next to a
Yeah.
mattress center. And like
There's like
you got like, you
Nordstrom
gotta,
rack on the bottom.
you gotta walk by the mattress center, man, to let you know what I mean. When you walk in there, and it's a hot hallway because it's fucking Sacramento, and Sacramento is hot as the sun, like throughout the entire year. So as you walk through it, you got to see it, and then it's like mattresses headlining here, comics headlining here. You know what I mean? Like, and I remember going in there with I was featuring for Bobby Lee. And we walked in there. We were walking in there together one day, and he goes, "This is the last fucking time I'm gonna walk by a fucking mattress store when I go to perform at it." You know what, Butch? I've been on fucking TV. I've been on Mad TV, and I gotta walk by a fucking mattress center, bro. He was mad the entire weekend about having to work next to a mattress center, and it was killing me, bro. The whole weekend was hilarious. Because every time we'd walk in, he was like, "There it is. There's the mattress center." And fucking, I had the best weekend with that guy because he was so angry.
That's hilarious.
Sometimes you come out of the punchline, you hung out inside the club, you drank with the managers and the wait staff or smoked, and you go outside, and every once in a while, man, you'll catch a couple still fighting outside.
Oh, yeah.
from the last show.
Someone hella bad, bro.
And it's funny because they keep fighting, but they take a break to take a photo with you. It's like seeing you is the last time they were happy.
That's hilarious, dude.
Because then now they realize, you know what? We were fucking fighting. I was gonna break up with her. Seeing you guys come out, she got her photo. It's over, right?
So the last time and that's the thing is that I wonder how many times you're in someone's life you're the trigger when you go, oh man, did you see Felipe Esparza on HBO? Yeah, that's the night I went and saw him. That's the night me and Jenny broke up, and it's like and that's a thing out there, that, right? That somebody broke up on the night that you performed, and whenever they see you on TV, they're like, man, I remember that bitch, fucking that cheating ass fucking bitch. Dude. That fucking Felipe Esparza is hilarious.
We did a show in Phoenix where a guy, him and his chick, they were like doing something, and when finally the security guard got closer, the guy was strangling her, bro.
Oh yeah, that's
You caught her
serious?
The girl was in there with a guy, and he actually caught her red-handed cheating on him. And I guess they went down there and argued, and then they got actually like physical, and the guy hopped up on top of her, strangling her or choking her.
Oh, whoa!
Yeah, dude. That was in Phoenix.
So that's another story, Butch. Felipe Esparza did another Netflix special. Oh, that's the time my man was trying to choke me out.
Yeah.
That was during the special. So every time is that on Netflix?
Yeah.
So every time that's on Netflix, that's the reminder to those people that happened.
Just start going like this.
You took my breath away.
Hey, they hear "What's up, fool?" and they totally like lose it. They gotta like start drinking and smoking.
They're probably going to the blankets.
There are also couples who get together, like they'll have their first date at one of your shows, and then they get married several years later.
Yeah,
so they want you to come to their wedding.
Oh, does that happen quite often?
Oh, I don't go.
I don't go, but yes,
Yeah, I
they do. They
I
do
wouldn't
tell you
go
that.
either.
I think I always think that if you were get invited to something like that, it'll wear out after like 30 minutes. Then you're a regular dude.
Right. Yeah, I don't even like going to my friends' weddings. You know, like I always say that when it's someone random is like, "Hey man, I'm having, I want to invite you to this." Like I don't even go to my friends' weddings. I'm sorry.
You ever been
Like
invited and then they ask you to perform? You're like, nah.
yeah, I've had that, and I've had to be like, I'm good. My high school reunion, I bought a ticket, and the girl saw that I had bought a ticket. The girl who organized it, and she goes, "Oh, awesome! Maybe we could have you do like a few minutes." And I was like, "Sure, I totally will." And I just didn't show up to my high school reunion because I didn't know how to say no. I didn't want to be rude because I'm like they're all gonna hate me if I say no. Like it'll get around. It's a small town. They're all gonna be like, Butch was supposed to perform here, and because they already knew me because I beat up the principal. Like I was already popular in high
You
school.
beat up the principal.
Renegade.
I beat up the principal in the 6th grade. This is true. You can check if you go to Morgan Hill. Check
How
around.
tall were you in 6th grade, dude?
Ask about
Same
Butch.
size.
I
He's
swear
a
to
big
God.
guy.
I swear to God, if you ask anybody in their 40s in lived in Morgan Hill and went to high school in Live Oak, and they go, "You know who Butch Escobar is?" They go, "That's the guy who beat up the principal in the 6th grade." Like to this day, dude, people don't know me as so a lot of people know me as a comic out there, but most people will still go, "I remember when you beat up the principal." And then what's actually funny? I think the last time I did the podcast, one of my friends who he was very proud of me, and he took like a steal and he posted it. He goes, "I met this guy when he beat up the principal in the 6th grade, and now he's on the Felipe Esparza podcast."
Hilarious, dog.
And I'm like, yes, I can't. Did nobody expect me to be a comedian or something else? And it's like, no, we thought you were gonna go to prison. That's what we thought you were gonna
Biker material.
Yeah.
Why did you beat up the principal?
I was fighting another dude. I was fighting this kid who had been
Oh.
picking on me. And the principal came up and he chicken winged me, trying to get me to stop. And I picked up a rock. Because there's like these lava rocks, laying around. And I picked up a lava rock and I flinged it behind my head and it smacked him right in the face. And he let go. I punched him like I didn't really even beat him up. I punched him like 1 or 2 times. And he tried to grab my shirt. I slipped out of my shirt and just no shirt, big, little fat 6th grader Butch with man tits just fucking running down the middle of the fucking school, taking off. And then that's when Mr. Irani and Mr. Lack, who were both pretty able-bodied dudes, tackled me. And then everybody pinned me down. And the principal called the cops. And I had to go on probation. And
Oh, he's a bitch, dude.
yeah, dude, I was pissed, bro. And then my friend, you know what it started though? It started a trend because then my friend beat him up like the week after.
He went on tour, right?
Let's jump him, dog.
Yeah, we did.
Give him niggies and shit.
Is my buddy got him in the bathroom, and my buddy fucked him up more than I did. So my buddy ended up like at the boys' ranch.
Hey, that became a thing, man. People chased him after graduation.
Yeah. Well, what's funny is I don't know, 20 years later or something, I'm at my little sister's. She's a senior in high school, and she's playing this. She goes to Live Oak in Morgan Hill. She's playing Menlo Atherton, which is a really rich, affluent community here in the Bay Area. And the parents are cheering on the team. I'm a man now. I work in a bar. I'm hanging out with bikers. Like, I don't give a fuck, and like,
Birdman.
This is way before comedy. This is Birdman's people. You know what I mean? And so, like, this is that neighborhood that Birdman lives in. So that's what kind of bar it is. And so I'm watching the game, and the parents are like, go Live Oak, go. And or they're like, no, Live Oak. And then the boys' soccer team is like, sucks dick. And then at the same time, they're yelling at my sister, calling her a cow. And I just turned around and I ran up in the middle of this crowd of guys and I just started swinging. And they got broken up by the parents and everything. And the cops come. And as we're all walking out to our cars, it's all broken up. There's Mr. Davis, who was he was like the substitute principal for the high school at the time. And I see him and I'm like, hey, Mr. Davis. And he's like, Robert. You know, it's just like, yes, I see you again. We meet again, Mr.
It's like the
Davis.
principal from Back to the Future, dude.
Well, that's what's funny. No, he's like the principal for he's like Mr. Rooney in Ferris Bueller's Day Off. That's who reminded me most. Mr. Davis had a hard on for me. And you know, not in that way, but yeah, he didn't like me at all. So I often wonder where he's at, you know, and I want to reach out to him and be like, hey man,
On the floor.
I'm sure he's on
right now,
Facebook.
for sure.
no hard feelings, right?
James, put him on now, the teacher.
Need closure, bro.
He's like, hello, this is Mr. Davis. Robert, you have COVID. Yeah, I'd feel bad though. I do feel bad at the end of the day. Yeah, go ahead.
Right? I remember when I was living over there at that loft, and right there in downtown LA, our neighbors.
Oh my God, bro!
Our neighbors, right? Charles, that guy went to a high school too, and somebody started a page from his high school for a math teacher that everybody hated, and it was called "After All These Years, I Still Hate Mr. Mears."
Hilarious, dude.
People started creating on that page from the 80s all the way to the last day he taught.
Yeah.
Dude, how bad of a teacher do you have to be to have a web page?
Yeah,
like built around
after
you?
All these
There's a lot of them.
After all these years, I still hate Mr. Mears. And dude, everybody was commenting. But you know, there were a couple of people that said, you know, I did learn something in that class. And man, let me tell you, man, they started bullying him like it was back to being in school again.
Dang, that's harsh, man. There used to be a web page. I can't remember it. The Dirty. You guys remember The Dirty? So you could take a picture of someone you didn't like, and you could post it on this guy. I don't remember his name, but he started this called The Dirty. And you post it on his web page. This is like not like 2010 maybe. And you'd post it on his web page, and he would talk shit about the picture of that person. And he had different like subjects, like if like people who were always throwing up peace signs were called the Scissor Gang, and he would just insult people, and then underneath people got to throw in their digs, and I think it got out of control at some point because someone offed themselves or something. But it was like, man, it was brutal. The early days of the internet was no joke. Now it's like you can't. There's certain rules, and a lot of places just won't let you do stuff like that, But like. That's the thing, man. These kids don't know trolling anymore.
Still there, bro. The Dirty, look.
What is
Jessica Simpson?
The Dirty? There it is. Yeah, see?
TheDirty.com.
I was all, what are you showing
So look,
me,
somebody posted a picture of this woman right here.
Yeah.
Here. And
then
he's right here what they say about her. I met this chick at a nice restaurant bar and thought I had met the woman of my dreams till the end of the night when she asked me if I wanted to go back to her place. I said yes. Then she said it would be $1,000 an hour. I was like, are all the hot chicks sugar babies or floozies?
Get this floozy out of my barn.
Who says that? Is that somebody's grandpa that wrote it? That's like a 63-year-old guy who's like, I took
older, bro.
I took this beautiful gal out and we had a splendid time.
If you're saying floozy, chances are this girl is not ever interested in you.
That girl's gonna charge you.
If you're saying floozy, you're still using Yahoo.mail, dude.
Oh man.
No, you're still getting on the internet with a Net Juno disc.
Earthlink.
Like automatically. You know what I mean? If you're saying floozy, you're probably above 60. And if you're above 60 and a girl comes towards you like that, automatically assume it's for another reason.
You were in your 40s when Netscape came out.
Maybe those are the only commenters left on that site. They all left to the other social media.
How old is that post?
I don't know, man.
Because that's the thing is, I didn't think that thing was still around.
When I was first on the internet, I remember I was on Yahoo Messenger.
What was that?
What?
Noise.
I don't know.
Sound like somebody ripped one.
So a motorcycle passed by.
I swear to God. Hey, play it back and see if there was a yellow thing around mine.
That's the floozy part.
Yes. That's a floozy queef.
I used to go to rotten.com. That's where I saw Chris Farley's body.
Right.
Voodoo.
Yeah.
Tupac.
Like they do a dance?
Rotten.com, but I never subscribed. I always saw the free photos.
Damn.
Yeah. Rotten.com
Was
psychologically fucked me up without
too.
me knowing it.
That's Faces of Death in the 2000s, early 2000s, late 90s.
Yeah, that is the early 2000s
I
version
think
of Faces of Death.
they had Tupac's body, Notorious B.I.G.,
Yeah.
and they had a dude that was decapitated in Russia.
Oh my
I
god.
think I saw Chris Farley's picture on Find a Death. I don't know about Rotten, but I found it on Find a Death back in the days.
They had
It
Kurt Cobain's
disturbed
on there
me.
too. Oh, it's brutal. Oh
Well,
no, I was saying they had Kurt
brutal?
Cobain's on Rotten,
Oh,
but
yeah.
Lisa said she's seen Chris Farley and it was disturbing.
Chris Farley was disturbing.
Yeah, that one was disturbing because he was clutching the rosary.
The rosary, yeah.
You want to know what's crazy? I have a kind of a
I didn't know
celebrity,
I didn't know that either.
Chris Farley story. So I'm performing with Joey at the San Jose Improv. We're on the Late Show on Thursday, and what's Chris Farley's homie's name? The little guy.
There's
David Spade is performing, and Chris Farley's brother is his feature. And so when I walk in, I recognize Chris Farley's brother because I'd seen him a couple times at Melrose. And
Kevin
so I was,
Farley.
yeah, Kevin. And I was like, hey, what's up? Yeah, you're Chris Farley's. Hey. And he's like, yeah, we're talking. And he keeps, he'll talk to me, but I could tell I'm disturbing him because he's focusing on the big TV in that room. And then look up, and it's a slam piece on Farley. And he's sitting there, and I'm like, hey, did you guys bring this with you or something? And he's like, no. And he's all, this is on right now. And then Spade finished and came up and was watching it. And one of the directors, I think, I don't remember what movie it was, that was supposedly a Chris Farley, friend, was on that slam piece talking about like something that never really happened. And Spade lost his mind, and he gets on. He had like I remember because he had a flip phone, and this was like 4 or 5 years ago, and it was like, whoa, I remember thinking, and I was with Pete Munoz. Pete Munoz was opening for Joey, and Pete was like, I think we should leave, and I'm like, I think we should stick around and see what's happening. Yeah, I was like, bro, like you're gonna tell your grandkids about this one day. Are you kidding me? Like, this is an interesting story. That's the one thing is I'm always like, I always my girlfriend will go with me certain places, and she'll be like, she'll get uncomfortable watching awkward situations, and she's like, I gotta go. And I'm like, no, you don't.
I live for this.
Like, chill. Like, watch the train wreck happen.
Watch it unfold.
Yeah. And so now it's...
and you speaking of Sacramento and shit that you've seen and you stuck around for, you were there for Pablo Francisco.
Yes, I was, man. Do you want me to talk about that?
Yeah.
Okay.
When he had his, how does Jada Pinkett Smith say it?
Entanglement?
When Pablo Francisco had his entanglement.
I think we're far enough away from it where it's not so sensitive. Fine. Because I love Pablo. I want to say,
I remember the thing that stuck to me the most was the second show when you said that. You were saying that they wanted to prop him up for the second show.
Yes, it was. Hey, man, can I speak freely about people in this? Because
it is very public, though. Just be.
I know, but I'm
YouTube already, right?
Right, but there's some background stuff that I kind of want to call out as a free human being.
This is a platform to do it on Big Dog E.
Okay, so
the
I'll be honest with you. That's the situation where I grabbed my girlfriend and was like, because she's like, I can't watch this happen. So I normally don't bring my girlfriend to shows unless I know like the comics going to be cool with it and be okay, especially if I'm working with a headliner. Pablo Francisco, let me just say this right off the bat. one of the coolest motherfuckers I've ever worked with. I even made a post about it and was like, man, he got there early before me, and I get there a half hour early, and he just wanted to talk about comedy, and he loved talking about comedy. And so he gave me a lot of insight without making me feel like he was trying to push something on me. Man, brilliant. So that was all good. We worked a couple of shows, and then the Saturday show, I was like, you know what? I'm cool. You can bring my girl. He's like, oh yeah, bring her through, no. And so I brought my girl because I really wanted her to meet him. And I was like, this is guys, it's hilarious. Cause we both grew up like listening to Howard Stern, and Pablo Francisco was our favorite on Howard. And so I really was like, oh man, I'm like starstruck, And so I bring her through. The first show comes up. I go up because I'm opening, and then his buddy, what's his name? Steve Kramer, right? Am I getting that right? So Steve Kramer comes up and does his thing. Now, here's the thing. Pablo tells me to go on long in between Steve, his feature, and him, right? Because they're setting up a camera to film stuff, and I go, okay, no problem. And so I go looking for Pablo that Saturday. I can't find him anywhere. I'm like, dude, I can't find him anywhere. And my girl's sitting up against the wall in the back. And I go, I don't see him. Like, man, I don't know what's going on. I go up, I do my thing, I get off, I bring up Steve. I go look for Pablo. I can't find him. Steve's up. I finally go, you know what? I'm going to open the bathroom. Like, I knocked a bunch and I couldn't hear anything. I'm just going to open it. And I open the bathroom, and there's Pablo laying there completely naked on the floor, like sweating, just pouring out sweat. And I come out and I'm looking around, and like my girl sees me and she's like, what's going on? And I'm like, dude, I need to find a manager and call like a doctor or something. And I didn't have any time because Steve gets off and they're like, okay, bring him, I got to go back up and host, And so I go back up, and like, I remember her going, what are you going to do? And I'm like, I'll tell you one thing. I've been almost on my deathbed with an infection in my face, and performing, always never felt the pain. The adrenaline brought me back. I was like, dude, I think it'll do it. Watch the power of the stage. Watch what it does for you. And I think some comics, I don't know if you guys have ever had instances where you're drained, you're tired, you're not feeling it, whatever. But as soon as you hit that stage, it's like magic. You're just boom, 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 right? So I do that. That happens, and I start to do my intro. I do a little bit of time, and then I go, all right, here, you guys ready? This guy, you've seen him on this, did this. He does the voices, and Paulo Francisco, and I do, because I like to host. I do this whole thing. He comes out, and I don't notice at first. He's in a Hawaiian shirt with sweatpants and socks on. I don't even notice. I just am like so relieved. But his hair is like smoothed back, right? And he gets on. Yeah, he gets on stage, and he like he starts to do his thing, right? And so I get off stage and I go over to my girl. I'm all, what did I tell you about the power of the stage? Like, right? And then I sit down, and by this point I know his act. I've already heard it like since Thursday, and we're on Saturday first show, right? And he's like, it's like he got stuck in a loop, and he's like, get on the floor. And then he does like another impersonation, and he's like, are you in good hands? Are you in good hands? Are you in good hands? And he skips, and he goes to not even a next joke. He goes into the middle of the joke. And so he just starts doing this, and people are like, oh shit, what's going on? And then that's when my girl was like, hey, this is uncomfortable. No, I said, is this no. Like, and this is uncomfortable. And I was like, dude, this is crazy. Yeah, she was like, is this normal? And I was like, I know this is not what's happening. This is not normally what happens. And then she goes like, I'm uncomfortable. And that's when I grabbed her and I'm all, you got to stick around. This is a story you're going to tell for the rest of your fucking life. And I wasn't like saying it happily. I just was like, we're about to see some fucked up shit right now. And like, he gets up there and he's like, are you in good hands? Like, down on the floor. And then like and then they start to yell at him and they're like, you're on drugs. He's on drugs. And he's like, he's like, no, I'm fine. Watch, what, hey, you guys don't think I can pull it off? You guys don't think watch me pull it off. Like this guy right now, he's thinking like, what? I don't think Pablo Francisco can pull it off. And he starts to go. He goes, wait, hold on. Get down on the floor. Are you in good hands? Get down on the floor. And so he starts walking around, and that's when that's the part of the video you see is he goes to step and like put his hand down on the table and he smack his head on the table, and everybody's freaking out, right?
The momentum.
And so they don't know what to do, and then they pull the plug. They turn the lights of the house on. They turn the microphone down. The plug falls out. He's still holding the microphone doing jokes. And like he's not giving a fuck right now, bro. And he's
that
even
was
beyond,
a G, dog.
Hey, bro, he's even beyond trying to bring it back. He's not even like and so Steve gets up there with him and he escorts him off the stage, right? So I get up and I go, obviously, you guys, hey, something's going on. We don't know. But do me a favor. 2 things. Don't share whatever you filmed tonight, because that's fucked up and you're a bad person if you do that. Like that one. And then the second one, I said, don't take it out on the staff. They're gonna give you free tickets, everything's gonna be okay. And then okay, so just behave yourselves and get the fuck out. So I get off and I go into the punchline office, and you know what's funny is the manager's on the phone. And I realized this later. He's on a portable phone. I think all of us are just panicking at this point. He's on a portable phone. He goes, hey, go check on him for me. Dude, you have a portable phone. It's not like
do my job.
So I go, yeah, exactly. It's like, so I go in there, and this is where I'm going to kind of call someone out, but I honestly have had this on my conscience for a long time, and I've never fucking really talked about this. This is the first time. This is the first time that I talked about this publicly, by the way. Okay. The news came after me. Everybody tried to get something out of me. I told Felipe and a couple of my trusted friends about it, but I never shared this. So this is my first time. Steve's standing over him. He's just looking over him. His arms are crossed. And I'm feeling bad for Steve at this point, because I'm like, dude, this is his friend and he's fucking dying. Because Pablo's like irking out on the couch, and he's cinching up. And I go, well, how is he? And he goes, I don't know. And I'm like, all right, man, well, help me get some clothes off him, because he's sweating. Like, he's sweating profusely.
Wow.
And like, he goes, I'm not gonna touch him, and like, and I go, dude, well, then fucking do something. So Steve just leaves. He just leaves me alone with Pablo. And I'm alone in this room with Pablo, and people are coming in and out and checking, because my girl was watching. She could see me like at one point, because here's what happened. So I wake him up on the couch. I go, hey, Pablo, because he's just convulsing and he's passed out. And I go, Pablo, wake up, man. Come on, come with me here. And he pops up and he goes, hey, oh. And I go, well, hey, how's it going? How's it going, buddy? And he goes, let me explain. And I'm like, oh, good.
Get on the floor.
You're fine. And he goes, get down on the floor. Get down on the floor. Are you in good hands? Are you in good hands? And I'm like, no, like, oh shit. And like, so he's in a loop.
That's fucked up.
So then he passes back out.
The Matrix.
And he starts, doing that again. And so the first time, man, I gave him a little pat. I just was like, boom, hey, wake up. Like a good one, like I give my lady when we're alone, and like like not hard, but it's almost sexual, and he pops up, and he goes, well, Butch, Butch. And I'm like, yeah, hey, Pablo, come on, stay with me. Don't go back to sleep, bro. Don't, and I go, what happened? Just tell me what you took so we can help you. Like an ambulance is on the way. And he's like, are you in good hands? Are you in good hands? Get down on the floor. And I'm like, oh, fuck. And so like by that time, so that time he goes back out, bro.
Gary.
And he's like, and he's not breathing. And like I said, my lady saw as the door was opening, I was like trying to like help him, and hey man, as soon as that door closed, I just fucking came from fucking right field and was like, BAP! Just gave him a nice, like a good, like little, like a good slap, like my mom's mad at me in the car slap, and like fucking he popped up like he was ready to fight. And like I backed up against the wall because I was like, "Oh shit, dude!" Like, yeah, and that's when the ambulance people showed up and they came in and they're like, "What's going on?" And I'm like, "This is what he's got. His pulse has risen. He's been sweating. Found him on the floor. Vitals, blah blah blah." And then I leave and I'm covered in his sweat. Like I'm just covered in it. And so they take Pablo away, and we finish up the show. We finish closing up. And again, this is where I'm sus on this guy, bro. And it bothers me, and I would like an explanation, honestly, because I go, hey, man, it was nice working with you and knowing you, and I put my hand out and he goes, why are you not coming back tomorrow? And I'm like, no,
are you coming back tomorrow?
You're not coming back tomorrow. Like your boy overdosed in the fucking, like in the fucking room, dude. He was dying and you walked out. Like, don't you remember any of that? And even when he walked out, I felt bad for him because I just felt like he wasn't able to handle it. And he goes, oh, hey, bro, no, we're coming back tomorrow, bro. And here's where I'm sus, okay? Here's where I'm gonna throw this theory out, and this is probably gonna fuck me in a few places. But I gotta ask. He does a cartoon with Pablo, okay? And we all know what happens when artists pass away. Their fucking stock goes through the roof. And I gotta wonder, bro, why you're letting your boy go out and do fucking drugs every night. Why are you letting this happen? Like, I don't give a fuck, man. I love performing in big stages and I love making the money that I get from it. And if I'm doing a show with Felipe or Joey or anybody and they're fucking themselves up this bad, I don't care how much money I'm making or I'm looking to make. I'm like, bro, you need to chill, dude. I can't do this with you. I can't watch you fucking kill yourself.
But Butch, that's not going to stop somebody from using. If they're an addict, they're not going to stop.
But that's when do you?
One thing.
But wouldn't you walk away from it though too? Like at some point, would you not?
Yeah, it's just not being associated with it for sure.
Like, because it was like he was like Steve was like, oh, this happens all the time. Don't even trip.
Yeah, that's probably why he acted the way he did, because he's probably used to seeing it. Yeah, he's probably used to seeing that, just not in the middle of a show, maybe.
When they were taking Pablo away in the ambulance,
yeah.
Right now I'm imagining him when they were imagining Pablo being whisked away on the gurney.
Right.
The way they were taking Jim Carrey and Cable Guy, bro. And then they asked him, what's your name? Ricky Ricardo.
Yeah, dude.
But man, let me tell you, man, as a drug addict myself, and I've been like, it was kind of sad, hearing that part, about him being all fucked up. And I tell you right now, man, being me personally as a drug addict, if that dude Kramer, whatever his name is, trying to stop me or anything, I would have beat his ass and sent that fool home and probably hurt his feelings for the next 6 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm not saying try to stop him. I'm not.
But you gotta stop him though.
But
you can't.
But I gotta wonder, and that's what I'm asking, bro. Is like, at what point do you forget what you made with this person? What point do you
exactly
and go,
like
hey,
Whitney
bro,
Houston,
I can't do this with you.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, you have to like, man, I love Felipe and I love like Edwin and I love Joey and the guys that I've worked with. And I'll do anything to work with you guys again. But at the same time, I'll also be like, hey, whoa, I didn't sign up for this madness, Like, Because you got to live with that. I'm sorry,
Real.
you got to live with that. And see, that's the thing is you did the best you could to stop it. And you
Butch
couldn't
ain't
stop
lying,
it.
man. One time I was loaded, I said, buy me some drugs or don't come back. He never came back.
Well, you're banned.
I came back with weed.
And then it was funny because Frankie hooked me up.
Yeah.
And then I remember Big Al said, listen, man, over there's some MS-13s.
I remember that. He's all, don't walk out with it. Don't walk with the weed out because there's MS-13s at the bottom of my stairs.
Yeah.
He's all, or if you want, you can walk out with it open, but you got to go out the other side of the building because they don't control that side of the street, I guess.
Crazy, huh? Well,
Yeah.
What was your did you come back on to do the more shows? You were done.
No, they didn't. I don't know what happened between him and the management. But he didn't come back. And we had a show that was just locals, and they announced it at the beginning, like, hey, obviously everybody saw the news, Pablo's not able to make it back. He hurt his leg. They just had a little locals only show. It was the Sunday show, so it was gonna be just one show. And so we just all had a good time and it was fun, and the news was waiting for me though, bro. They were waiting for me outside. And like I walk out, I waited and waited and they just sat out there. I was like, fuck, dude. So I walked to my car and they're like, excuse me, are you Butch Escobar? And I'm like, no, I'm not. And they're like, you look like the guy in that poster, because there's that little triangle of your feature. And I was like, she's like, I don't think there's many people that look like you. And I'm like, I'm not that guy. And I just got in the car and I took off, dude. And it was like I said, I've never talked about this. Like, hella people hit me up and I was like, listen, man, it fucked me up for a while, bro. Like it fucked me up because like it wasn't somebody that was rude or mean to me. That would have been great if it was a comic that was a dick to me, because there's plenty of those that were out there, but I'm sorry, I don't mean to be like that, but with Pablo, it was like, I really got to know the guy within a couple of days just sitting with him, because he's so intuitive. He's really ready to ask questions and he wants to know you. I'll say that, man. Bobby Lee and Pablo Francisco always are they ask questions. They love asking questions about you, and that's why it's like that's why I love performing with those guys, because it's like you don't have to ask questions about me, like I want to know what's up with you. But they're like, so where have you performed before? Oh, really? Like, have you done this? Have you tried that? Hey, man. And like, that was the cool thing about Pablo is like, I've had other comics, that have been like, hey, man, can I school you? And it's like,
hey, give me some Willie, Rodrigo.
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Willie, bro.
You gotta work on your premise punch, bro.
Hey, bro, you mind if I spit some game to you this weekend? And I was like, yeah, all right, man.
Bro. Hey, Butch, let me guess what he told you, Butch. Bro, you can't wear those shirts, bro.
I wear shirts like that, bro.
I remember when I started gaining weight, he was telling me, he was getting mad at me for gaining weight. Bro, you don't look cute anymore, bro. You got cheeks now. Like, what?
You're not cute anymore.
Dude, Willie's
like
one
cute one on the show.
Willie's like a grumpy. He's like the grumpy dad of comedy, man. Like,
the thing about that Steve guy, I don't know Steve Kramer, but the thing about that situation is that when you see it the first time, it frightens you and shocks you, and you jump in to help. But then the second, third, fourth, fifth time it happens,
right?
You don't. But you're basically trying to distance yourself at that point, because if you keep helping him, then you're his helper from then on. You're codependent, basically.
I guess I could see it that way.
I've been that. I've been in a position with Felipe.
There was Flaco.
Yeah, with Flaco too.
Like the first time he had like a head. I thought his head was gonna explode. He was falling down. I took that fool when we landed in Seattle, I took that fool to a hospital. They gave him a shot of whatever they gave him. He was up and at him again, eh? Like the old man from Magic Mountain.
I'll say this though. I will say this.
Alive.
He stopped breathing between those slaps.
Oh,
Like when I walked in,
or Pablo?
when I meant he was arcing, like there was a point where he couldn't breathe and he was doing this in his chair. And so to me, I've been through a few of overdoses. I've had a few friends actually die from them. When I worked at that bar. And I am not a stranger to overdoses and drug addicts and losing friends. I don't know how you could get used to that. I don't know, like, because when I walked in, Pablo wasn't breathing. And to me, that's what, like, because I get it. I get, like, yeah, man, like, sometimes, like, you just, like, this stupid motherfucker is just going to fucking do it, isn't he? You know? But
it's not just about that. It's almost trying to save yourself.
Yeah.
As the other person, because I'm telling you from experience with this guy up here in the chat, with Felipe as well. It can drain the living soul out of you to be the person who's always helping and propping up and cleaning up after that addict.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's like a roller coaster ride.
Yeah.
You can't get off of. It's really tough to be that other person. I'm not saying that he's been, in an emotional bond with Pablo, but I'm just saying that it can take your whole soul away.
I could see that. I could see that. And if I'm speaking out of pocket, I apologize. It's just
you're not.
No, it's fine. But I'm just saying
from a person's perspective, and I get, I've never been close to someone who's been like that. Like I've had friends that were very good friends that killed themselves on drugs, and I've watched them do it. And in fact, I'll tell you, when I worked at that bar, one of the reasons why I quit working at that bar was because I had lost a couple of friends who died from me serving them. From me, not like that night, but I was part of their alcoholism and their cirrhosis and everything else. And a lot of my depression and anxiety that I carry with me came from that era of my life, because I watched my friends die and I took part in that. And that's one of the things that probably made me angry, that triggered me, was like when I was standing there, I was like, how come no one? And honestly, you know what, Lisa? Nobody was doing nothing really.
Yeah, that's everybody should have called 911 right away.
And they did.
The first thing.
They did. I had a little first aid training when I was a mall security guard. Yes,
Oh,
I did that.
Yeah, dude.
And so I kind of knew what to do, and I kind of knew what he was going through. So, and that's always in me to be like, yo, dude, there's something happening. I'll pull over at an accident, get out, and make sure everybody's okay, and wait for the ambulance to come, because I just, I don't know. It's just, it's not that I'm trying to be a nice guy and, oh, look at Butch, he's a hero. It's like, I've been on the ground and I've been in a place where I was almost dying, and I wanted someone to be there for me. And so it affected me. Like it fucked with me to walk in and see Steve standing over it. But your point of view is definitely, a valid one. And I'm definitely taking that into consideration right now.
Yeah, I'm just saying, I don't, there's nothing wrong with the way you reacted at all. It's a normal reaction, and you did the right thing.
I've also been carrying that. This is like literally, I don't even talk about this in therapy. This is the first time I felt, because I forgot it for so long. And when I would think about it, I would go like, ooh, and like, I think I'm far enough away from it now, and I think Pablo's far enough away from it. And I feel like also I do remember telling myself like, hey man, I didn't want this to happen to me, and I didn't deserve this. I just wanted to play. Yeah. And so I kept it a secret and I didn't share it. And I feel comfortable now, because it's like, hopefully Pablo's in a good place, and we're all good. And at the same time, it's like, if anything COVID's taught me, I'm just really happy to be alive and be where I'm at. And I can't wait to get back to comedy.
Yeah.
And one of the reasons why I didn't share this is because of my fear of how the business reacts to blabbermouths or people who share stories. And it's like, you know what? I'm old now and I'm definitely shooting for the stars still, but I'm very, very happy, with already what I have. I'm already happy that I get to perform. I'm already happy that I get to do, like, I have an hour of comedy that I perform when I get to headline. Like, I've reached a lot of pinnacles. And at this point in my life, I'm really, man, I'm just enjoying the ride. If Hollywood don't want to fuck with me, if this person goes, well, Butch, he said this about my friend Steve on fucking blah blah blah, or like he told the Pablo story. It's like you know what? I'm a human being, man, and I kept that a secret for a long time. That's a hard. Hey, I know hella people would run out right now and be like TikTok, like, "Hey, this motherfucker just passed out in the fucking comedy stuff."
They can't
Wait
get
right now, dude. Yeah.
They can't get away, bro.
Crazy.
Yeah, and so I was like, I kind of punished myself over it enough, and when you talked about it right now, it's like, hell yeah, let's get this off my chest. Thank you.
Thank you. What's up, fool? Shout out to Butch McLeod, Michael Leon, Jose Cruz, Abdul, Castillo, Live Tax Made, DVL1,
Don't give that guy a shout out.
Compa,
What?
Ortiz,
He's an asshole.
Kung Fu Rick. Who's an asshole?
Cast Life on here. He's been an asshole
That's
tonight.
life.
I
You're
timed him
blocked.
out for a minute.
You're blocked.
Francisco de Jesus. All these fools.
Yeah, Francisco, he threw us $5 in Venmo, or maybe 2 times $5. He just don't need to send us money. Don't send us money. But thank you. But don't do that.
Hey,
Someone-
can I?
Don't do that.
Canocho Chronicle said, get out your chest.
I know.
Jackson Elementary, Super Jose Silva. David Ortiz, Jose Cruz. Hola, amigos. Lisa's getting deep. Jess Val. Oh, Greg Riley. What's up, Greg Riley? Anybody want to buy a motorcycle or test drive one? Hit him up.
Is he at Harley in San Diego?
Harley in San Diego. He's the one that hooked up D. Del Rey.
Oh shit.
Dope.
What's up, fool? Don't forget to check out Butch Escobar
Can I
at
plug?
Laughs Unlimited, February 19 and 20 in Sacramento. I have a couple of questions about Sacramento because on Fools Gone Wild, there's a couple of photos, and somebody said, "Where are these fools from?" And I remember somebody wrote Sacramento, and then somebody said the River Rats. Is that a problem now in the river?
No, that's the team. That's the baseball team, the minor league baseball team.
I thought there were a lot of homeless people in the river.
That's River Rats.
No, it's the baseball team, and Sacramento is very passionate about their minor league baseball team.
Oh shit.
Can I plug something real quick?
Whatever you want.
Hey, also I play video games and talk nonsense on Twitch. So look up Twitch, Butch Escobar. If you can't make it to the show, I'd appreciate you just come and hang out with me while I play video games.
What do you play?
I play different games. I always experiment with like beginner games, like games. No Fortnite. I'll do my favorite game is Apex Legends. But right now I'm playing a game called Raft, and it's like a survival game. But I always try out the new weird indie games.
Subway Surfer.
And then we talk about like my podcast is about positivity and like good vibes and stuff. So like on Tuesday we have a podcast where we just talk about like, hey, this is like, it's your boy Butch. It's not as dark and grumpy as normal. So it's fun, man. It's a lot of younger people that come on, and like the young people today, like high schoolers and college age kids, have so many emotional issues, and and so now you see this big old man, biker looking dude trying to be like, hey, let's keep it positive, kids.
Play some games.
Let me tell you about this one time I was at a club. So yeah, Give me a follow on that. That's my favorite.
Yeah.
That's my favorite medium right now until I get back on the stage.
And that's on Twitch?
That's on Twitch. Just look up Butch
Hell yeah.
Escobar. There's only one Butch Escobar on Twitch. That's me.
Only one?
Yeah, there's only one. There's only like 5 or 6 Butch Escobars in the entire world, and none of them give a fuck about their name. So, like, none of them are trying to do anything. And I remember when I first started doing comedy, because my name's Robert and Roberto. My mom and dad called me Butch since I was born, and so I remember trying to start comedy and like handing out flyers that say Robert Escobar, or Bobby Escobar, or something. And people were like, "Who's this?" And I'm like, "It's me." And they're like, "But you're Butch. Like, why don't you keep that? What's wrong with you?" And I'm like, "I hate that name. I hate it." But I realized that there's like that actually not a bad way to like get your name out there in this business. So I stuck with it and I liked it now. I like being Butch Escobar. It's like a gay pirate or something. You know what I mean? Like,
that's like the house name right there. You know,
it's like a gay pirate sells drugs.
I remember, man, the first time I hit a Butch out of the blue, and we did by Celia, and I didn't know that fool had that many family, bro. I was like, God damn, the first time an opener has more a guest list more than a headliner. Somebody asked me, Felipe, you have any guest list? None.
But I had my family reunion at your show.
That was fun, huh?
Oh, bro, you know,
I didn't know you had a sister.
I have two amazing sisters. And no brothers. But yeah.
Hey, Butch. I don't know, man, but one of the things that makes me laugh about you is how shit goes bad. You know, even for me, a lot of stuff goes bad for me. You know, I had some stuff that happened between other comics, but whatever.
Right.
But I let it go. But years later, something happens where that comic collides with another comic. You know what I mean? And like you kill 2 birds in 1 stone.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. That's the thing, man, is like I always try to tell people like comics are like samurai. They're like samurai of funny business, because nobody's gonna be friends for too long, especially in the early years, man. There's so much drama, and it's like this guy took my show, this guy's beefing with me here, that guy took my joke. There's so much
mailing list.
Yeah, and that's the thing is, you know, it sucks most of the comics. And I learned this from experience. You know, it sucks comics down the hole that are good. When you watch a guy that's good, and people go up to him and go, "Dude, why aren't you like headlining? Why aren't you on like HBO? Why aren't you?" It's because that guy participates in too much local drama, too much like. And it's what I call shooting yourself in the dick, and I've definitely shot myself in the dick a couple of times. I probably shot myself in the dick tonight with the Pablo story, but like that's like I'm a professional dick shooter. You know what I mean? Like at some point, it's like my arc is this. This is good. I'm getting this job. This gig came in. Oh man, I'm doing opening at this big huge concert. You know, and then all of a sudden it'll be a decline. It'll like, oh, Butch said this. Did you hear he did that? And then it's like, boom. And then I drop, and then I go, okay, I'm going to try to revive that and then be cool again. And then I do that, and then I make a mistake and I say something. And this is the San Francisco Bay Area comedy scene, so they're a little more sensitive. So you have to be as sensitive, even though you're not sensitive. And that's what I've learned. Is like, I think fucking racial jokes are still funny.
Dude.
I still think there's I still think there's a difference between boys and girls. I still think, you know, I'm a liberal, I'm a Bernie man. So, you know, but according if you ask the San Francisco Bay Area comedy community, they're like, that motherfucker's a goddamn Republican. And he's a racist. Like,
you're just an extremist, you know?
Yeah.
A left extremist.
He's a proud boy, man.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I would have been accused of that had we been like doing shows right now. And some boy would be like, you know what, Butch looks like a proud boy. You put a real tree hat on him, and that motherfucker is ready to fight black people. You know, like I get that out here, and it's like I'm not. I think practically. You know, I just don't like. I don't care about fighting. Like I was watching the protests, and these hippies are punching Nazis, and I was like, "Aren't you guys supposed to be peaceful? Like, aren't you? Like, I don't have a problem punching Nazis. Trust me, I'd love to punch a Nazi at least once a day, you know, to just get things right in the world. That'd be my cup of coffee. But when I pointed out that hippies were punching Nazis, oh boy, everybody got mad at me. They're like, "You're defending Nazis," and I'm like, "No, I'm not. That's not at all what I'm doing." So these people are they're very sensitive out here, and I love them. And that's the thing is I'm not mad at them for this. I think we need there's this part of this world needs that extreme love. This world, like I mean, I live in Berkeley, for crying out loud. Are you kidding me? Like and so I do love them, but you have to treat them with kid gloves. You can't show up to their party with a Big Johnson shirt on, going, "We're all the bitches," you know, because they they don't roll like that. So I kind of put on a different hat when I'm around these people nowadays.
You know how to simulate.
Yeah, because that's what was bringing me down. Was like I was doing great when I travel. I get on a show here. I go with Felipe somewhere. I go with Edwin or whoever. But you know, I'd come back home and there was no work because Butch insulted this girl online, and he, you know, and it was like, all right, I gotta, you know, I had to clean it up. I did, and I cleaned it up, and I still got banned from Facebook. But that's
You just assume my species like that.
yeah, like see, that's the thing is like you know what. The thing is my comedy is about this gorilla man who doesn't know how to behave, who's living in this super liberal society. A lot of my comedy reflects that because it's like I live in Berkeley. There's fucking girls everywhere, bro. In fucking
armpit hair.
And they wear but no, these are Berkeley. Hey, this is Berkeley poo poo. This isn't the fucking people that live here. These like the girls that go there, they're really hot and yoga pants are popular. You know, and it is you can't get caught looking at a girl's butt in fucking Berkeley, bro. You can't. There's a fucking there's a feminist hiding in every bush just waiting to fuck you up, bro.
No
just
pun intended.
Not in my bush.
No, they're hardcore out here, man. They got high and tights with like lines and shit, dude. They're not fucking around.
You lay a fart, they're like, "Did you just blow a kiss with your asshole?" You get in trouble, dude, you know?
I'm not looking. It's the first time I've ever been afraid of white women is living here in the Bay Area. Like I'm not even joking. This happened here over in San Francisco. I'm walking behind this lady, and we're both alone on this like semi-dark San Francisco street. And this is San Francisco in a nutshell. She starts to speed up away from me. And I get it. I'm a scary looking guy. I'm not offended by that at all. Okay. And she speeds up and she starts to cross the street like slanted like. And I took out my pack of cigarettes. You know that little metal piece of cellophane on the top that you rip off the cigarette top? I threw it. Okay. I'm an asshole. I'm a litter bug. I just tossed it. And she turns around and she goes, "Hey, pick that up. Pick that up right now.
Okay.
You don't be littering on my fucking street." And I'm like, "Lady, you were practically running from me 5 minutes ago because you thought I was going to hurt you. And now you're fucking yelling at me for this." So that is San Francisco in a nutshell. That is exactly the behavior. And if you want to live here, okay, I don't recommend it for anybody who can't stomach it. But you have to treat these people kindly. They control all your electronics. They control everything. So I'm very nice to the liberal people of the Bay Area. I'm more like, you know what, I'm a bridge builder. That's how I feel. Yeah. Like, you know.
What's up, Food Podcast, man? Tomorrow night on NBC at I don't know what time. Watch
8:30 Pacific.
8:30 Pacific time. I'm on an episode of Superstore. The episode is called Conspiracy Theories.
Yeah.
Also, man, let me tell you something about me. Growing up, I used to stutter, okay? Because I was scared all the time. So I would get excited and start stuttering, okay? And people made fun of me so much that they that they would take me out of the class for an hour each day to go to another class with other stuttering motherfuckers from 1st through 6th grade. So we'd be reading out loud all day, and they would make us read the announcements in front of the whole school.
Oh man!
Oh,
right. So I just want to tell all those people that used to laugh at me, fuck you guys. Because I got a call the other day, and they wanted me to narrate the whole fucking movie. Eh? So look, these are all my lines. I narrated the whole movie. It took me 2 hours to do it, and I'm the voice that's gonna be in that movie.
No way! Dope.
So fuck you guys.
That's
Yeah, dude. Those
I remember, man, when I first met Willie Barcena, he go, "Damn, bro, you talk weird. You should put a bunch of paper in your mouth and talk."
Sound like Brando.
You know what, bro?
What was his reasoning for that? To make you like work harder and exercise your mouth or something? This is so stupid.
Yeah, he's got funny, weird little
That's
tactics.
the dumb.
Like
That's
that.
old. That's old fashioned.
We need a breakthrough, bro.
You know what, bro? I can't. I'm waiting for that moment in my life because I had a teacher, Mr. Clipstein, and I took drama. I took drama. I took drama. I took a fine art. I needed a fine art credit to graduate high school, and I took a drama class. And you know, I don't know how your high school was, but the drama geeks controlled the drama. You know, nobody got into plays. If you wanted to be an actor, you weren't going to do it at your school because that was for those kids, right? And I braved that little scene and I did my thing. And I would do like fiction, like fan fiction for Cheech and Chong. Like me and my buddy would make up Cheech and Chong skits that didn't exist.
That's good.
But there was drug humor, and Mr. Clipstein was like, I can't have that in my class. And I'm like, but this is an art form and I'm expressing myself and I don't see a problem with it. And he goes, look, I'll give you a D. I'll give you a passing grade if you leave my class. And he said, but if you stay, I'm probably going to flunk you. So I had no choice. And I said, but I want to do this. This is something I probably want to do. And he goes, you're acting and performing's not for you. Okay, you'd probably be a good electrician, or you're gonna make a great carpenter. And I hope, my only hope is that Mr. Clipstein hasn't died yet, so that like eventually when I make it, I can be like fuck you, Mr. Clipstein.
From the life support, yeah.
Go beat him up, dog.
That's my next teacher name.
I gotta
fuck you.
Yeah, I'm gonna fuck you up like Mr. Davis. Dude. Watch me get arrested now.
Yeah.
I don't think you could still press charges.
That's the worst, how when a teacher don't have your back when he's supposed to have your back.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, dude, that's cause to me it was like, can't you see this beaming out of me? Don't you see what's inside the potential? You know, and it was like, no, he's like, no, you're
Scientology, bro.
He's all, you do drugs and you're gonna get all, because like that was the thing too, is like those sketches, because every week we had to perform a sketch. So me and my buddy would make up, and this other stoner chick would make up like Cheech and Chong sketches. And like the crowd, the whole class would lose it. And that was like his little club of like, you know, weirdos that were like his own. And it was like, oh, you can't outperform me. I'm Mr. Clipstein, you know? And like, I was like, man, go fuck yourself. So I tagged up the back of his stage and I fucking took the D.
Man, and, my favorite teacher of all time was fucking that teacher, what's his name in that movie Teachers, Richard Mulligan.
Richard Mulligan. Best.
In that movie Teachers, bro. He was like he got out from a state asylum, bro. And he jumped into this fucked up crazy school and became a teacher too, right? But he wasn't supposed to be there. But the other teachers are lazy, bro. That they're tired of dealing with bad kids. And one of the teachers is saying, you know, half of my students don't even speak English. I don't have time. You go, who's gonna teach them English? You know, I gotta pause and teach them English. And this guy is all crazy, bro. He's dressed like Benjamin Franklin, but you're a teacher.
Oh yeah, what movie was that? Teachers. I totally remember that being a kid and watching that movie. Wasn't that with Nick Nolte?
Yeah, Nick Nolte was in it, and Joe Beth Williams, and a bunch of people.
That's where the school gets sued, right? Because the kids are. I feel like that's the thing, man. I graduated not knowing long division. Okay, like I don't know. I don't know past long division.
Neither do I, bro.
I'm so undereducated, and Live Oak was like,
that is.
And I'll tell you what it is, because my mom ran a youth center, and that woman,
educated.
my mom was a battle axe, and whenever they tried to move me or fail me, my mom was like, "Fuck no, you're not. You're gonna teach him." Instead, they made the test easier, and they just passed me. I remember I had to for my art final. I got a thing of wire, and I made a little guy, like a little fucking Blair Witch guy out of it, you know? and that was my final for art. And I'm always like, man, like when I was younger, I was like, I'm gonna sue. And my mom, because my mom was an educator, and I was like, as soon as my mom passes, I'm suing the school. And then, but now I'm like, well, that's such a dumb thing to do. That's such a dumb thing to do. You know, so like now I just want them to put me in their Hall of Fame, you know. Like,
Hall of Fame, bro.
Yeah. Like I want to be like my goal in life is to be on the Live Oak Hall of Fame. Because I remember in the gym and like two of them were actors. Like one of them was
Gene Hackman.
No, that dude from Training Day, and he was real quick at the end of Training Day. He's like a Mexican guy. He was also in that TV show with Cheech and Don Johnson. He was one of the cops in that movie.
Bridges?
Yeah, he was in Nash Bridges. And he was one of the only actors that was on that wall. And I was like, man, like if I could just get up on that wall, I feel like I made it. Like
start headlining it.
my class reunion.
There he is.
Crazy, man.
Wrap it up.
What's up, everybody? Felipe Esparza. I'm gonna be at the Irvine Spectrum February 26th and 27th. Nice. Get tickets at felipeworld.com. Also, just added El Paso, Texas. Lisa, what's the date?
March 6th. Oh, wait, did you say that Irvine added a Friday show on the 26th?
Yeah.
The 27th is sold out.
Oh, shit.
Wow.
Yeah, so we added another drive-in show in Irvine on the 26th. Tickets are on sale right now. And March 6th in El Paso, tickets are on sale.
Here's that teacher, bro, dressed like fucking Buffalo.
Oh, I remember that.
George Custer.
Yeah.
George Custer.
What's funny is he played Custer in Little Big Man, which is my favorite movie of all time with Dustin Hoffman.
A good movie.
I love.
Did he
that
really?
movie.
Oh,
He played Custer in that. So
nice.
He got
What's up, like everybody? Go watch this movie we all saw called Another Round. And we didn't have to talk about it, but
right here,
badass movie, man.
Staying at the 0.5.
You know what? When we got off the phone, I started watching it. I watched the entire movie.
It's a good movie, though.
Yeah, that's a good. Hey, bro, that was a good movie.
That's a good idea.
That was a good movie.
I don't think I could hang, bro.
Yeah, I would become an alcoholic.
I think it would end that way for everybody. I think it would end badly for it. Yeah. If you kept increasing.
Yeah, when they turned it up is when it got chaotic.
Like, hey, listen,
fire me, man.
I can keep it normal. That's it.
I could function on a little bit of Coke. Like a little bit of Coke. I get shit done and I'm normal.
That 0.5 Coke level, dude.
But I am not stopping at zero. I'm not stopping at 0.5 Coke level, y'all.
That's
I'm gonna.
Are you in good hands? Are you good hands?
Your body will always seek out more once it builds up that tolerance.
Yeah,
you
totally.
want to keep at that level, you know, so you're gonna overdo it.
Yeah, you won't be able to maintain like that for very long.
Yeah, man. Are you in good hands? Are you in good hands? Are you in good hands?
Get down!
Yeah.
Hey, boys, I'll see you tomorrow.
Tomorrow? Oh yeah, we thought did we both think the show was that you were doing this tomorrow? Is that what you're talking about?
No, I seen your post.
Felipe calls me, and he's
the opener told you, I'll just see you tomorrow.
Oh yeah, okay, I know what you're saying now. Yeah,
tomorrow, man.
That's the thing is like I Yeah, I was like, nah, man. I
But-
think when you have an overdose, it's a wrap. You got to
It's
go
funny
home.
because like within 13 hours later, Pablo tweeted, "I'm back. I'm good."
Yeah. Oh, bro, we were like, yo, what the
Yo.
fuck? Because like,
how many
honestly,
calories did we sweat, dude?
I'll see you guys on Sunday.
gallons, bro, gallons. And like I mean, listen, like I said, I worked in a biker bar. You know, I worked in like a fucking shithole. The Caravan in San Jose is a shithole. And they're proud of that shithole there. I worked there for 10 years. I seen some
Damn.
shit. When Pablo started arcing, I was like, oh, this dude's gonna die, bro. And I don't want to like that was the thing, was like, don't you know what? Honestly, I'm a selfish bastard in this way. I didn't want him to
You're
die
wiping your
because I
fingerprints
liked
off
him.
them, huh?
But I was like, I don't want this to be my 15 minutes. You know what I mean? I want my 15 minutes to be a good set, or like me knocking out some Nazi on fucking social media. Like I don't want it to be like, oh yeah, like I don't want to be like 40, 50, 60-year-old comic still trying to hack it out there, and people are like, what's your name again? Butch Escobar.
Mer.
Hey, you're the guy that died. Hey, you're the guy that was there when what's his name died. And it's like, no, I don't want that. I was like,
Hey, I know
my name's
you.
Bob, Robert.
I know you. Butch,
Yeah.
You're the Scante whisperer.
Scante warrior.
What does that mean?
Tweak.
Yeah,
Tweak, yeah,
dude.
I'm
It's
in
the
LA.
tweak whisperer. Hey, bro, that bar, there was hella meth people in that bar, and that's why I
Yeah,
was like,
dude.
I
Scante
recognize that shit
warrior.
right away,
Hey.
dude.
People used to order beer at the bar like this, huh?
You know what? I will take with me though. I'm probably one of the only other comics that's seen Pablo naked. From top to bottom, I seen that man naked and sweaty. It was interesting.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad he was there with a good person like you.
He was,
Oh, yeah,
I'm
dude.
yeah, you
I'm
know
glad he
what?
was in good hands.
I'll do it. I'll do it again. I'll do it all day, man. Again,
Hey,
do good,
watching slap fights won't be the same anymore after hearing that story.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought when this boy said he gave him a good one. He came back. I was like, fuck.
yeah. He was ready to fight me. Like he was like, but I didn't know what to do, man. I was scared out of my mind.
Crazy.
But
Yeah, man.
hopefully, if he ever hears this or knows this, man, peace to you, Pablo. I love you, man, and I'm
This
I'm
was
glad
a
I
gift.
met you. I'm glad I met you, bro. It's a fucking experience.
What's up, fool? Thank you very much, Butch Escobar.
Thank
Don't
you guys
forget,
so much. Thank you for having me, man.
19 and 20 at the Laugh Unlimited in Sacramento, people.
Yeah, man.
Thank
Hell
you.
yeah.
Awesome.
man.
Thank you.
Bye bye.